Hello everybody and welcome to the Ozzimon Library. I apologise for the little hiatus there, but I've been working on some really fun things. First things first, do check out the shorts here on the channel. We're now kind of doing some fun things there. I'm making a chibi-verse collage, if you will, with lots of different characters, and the first one we're doing is Marvel. So definitely check out the shorts and leave comments there, and yeah, give me some suggestions and maybe your comment will be shouted out in a video. So in this particular video, we're going to be redesigning another Ben 10 alien. I've done this a couple of times already with Ghost Freak, Fast Track, and the Blossom form of Swampfire. So let's dive in with my redesign for Ditto. Do I think Ditto needs redesigning? Absolutely not. This is all just for fun and games at this point. So when it comes to Ditto, his Omniverse design isn't that well liked, and his original design is. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't really like either, but I don't hate either. I just accept them, if that makes sense. So I thought I'd dive in and redesign Ditto, but also kind of further dive into the idea that all of his clones feel the same pain, which is something they kind of like dropped later on down the line in Omniverse. But in the original, the very first introduction to Ditto, one Ditto stubs his foot and all the Dittos feel it, and I really wanted to play on that. So redesigning Ditto, I'm going to be taking away a lot of his weird tropes here. We've got those little like digit sort of like nodes on him. I'm taking those away, and I'm gonna change the color palette. Now don't get me wrong, I don't mind the whole black and white thing, and I understand why he's black and white, because obviously Ben's t-shirt's black and white and all the aliens wore black and white to match, but I don't like that. I like it when the aliens are unique and different to what Ben casually wears. This is why I much prefer Alien Force Onward when it comes to alien designs. So he's gonna be green and orange. I'm gonna give him quite larger fingers and give him little claws as well. He's gonna be a bit more slimmer, and I'm gonna remove the Omnitrix from his forehead and put it on his chest. When it comes to his face, I'm gonna give him some feline, canine, sort of and mammal-like features, giving him some form of like a snout, kind of making him a bit more animal-like. His ears are also gonna be like, drop down, kind of like a dog would do, removing the little sideburns and pointiness of his head. However, I am going to give him two little antennae with leaves on the end. More on that in a second, though. So, the green little gem that he has, I'm keeping on the arm, just making it more of a gemstone, adding those green gemstones to his knuckles, and I'm also going to give him a tail. He's now more animalistic looking, not so much just a derpy little silicone looking dude. I wanted him to be really different to the original design, but also be vastly different from Echo Echo, another alien with a mimicry sort of like cloning ability. I didn't want exactly the same thing, so I changed it up big time. Now he's more animal-like, but there's another reason for that. So as you can see, I added leaves to the antennae, and he's got a lot of green on him now, and he's a bit more animalistic. But why is that? Because I really wanted to lean on the idea that all of the clones feel the same pain. And there's two reasons why I've made him plant-ish, but more animalistic too. And that's because if you look at animals like wolves, for example, they work in packs. Of course, they don't all feel the same pain, but if one of them gets hurt or dies, they all feel that agony. And then I went with plants. Things like trees all are connected via their roots. If you look at things like The Last of Us and the way that their virus works, especially from the TV show standpoint, one of the roots gets affected by something like fire. They all feel it, they all get affected. Not in a painful sense, but they all feel it in a kind of like an echo sort of relation. And that's exactly what I thought I could work on here with Ditto. This is why Ditto now looks more animalistic and has some form of like plant feature on his head, because I wanted that to be kind of like the mirroring force. kind of like his clones are now his pact. They're kind of connected, like they're all rooted together, just like wolves and trees are. See how that works? The reason why I kind of made him a bit more animalistic is because I felt like there needed to be some form of difference here. I went with green and orange because obviously green is for Ben 10, clearly, but we don't have a lot of green and orange aliens. We have orange and we have green, but not at the same time, so I thought I'd put them together. I really like what I did with the claws too. It kind of looks like he's wearing girly nails, and I feel like this is something Gwen might better like mock him with, kind of giving us a bit more ammunition for the whole Gwen-Ben 10-year-old rivalry, you know, that sort of thing. Maybe it's something that Gwen then can later compliment when Gwen's older, you know, kind of nice little turn for Gwen. But yeah, so here is my redesign for Ditto. I know this video isn't very long, and to be honest, these videos are never that long, but do let me know what other Ben 10 aliens you guys would want me to redesign. I'm looking forward to seeing your suggestions, and I'll take anything. As long as it's Ben 10 alien, I'll do my best to redesign it in my own little nifty way. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of my more animalistic, plant-ish version of Ditto. It's a unique one, I can tell you that for nothing, but this was a really fun idea and I like what I came up with. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell if you guys haven't already. Join in on building a chibi-esque like universe, a collage type piece of art in the shorts, so make sure you check out the shorts out, and of course don't forget to subscribe for new artwork every single week, well, as much as I can anyway. I do love you all, roar of passion, and I shall see you guys in the next one.